You're about to think this is nothing, and that's exactly why it works. There's a moment right before someone reaches out again, where everything feels strangely quiet. Not peaceful, not resolved, just quiet in a way that almost feels staged. Like something is waiting behind the curtain, watching to see if you'll move first. And most people misread that silence completely. They assume it means distance, closure, disinterest. But that's rarely what it is. Because here's what people don't say out loud. When someone pulls away without fully letting go, they're not done. They're recalibrating. And that's where things start to get complicated. You might have noticed it before without realizing it. The way her energy shifted just slightly before she stopped texting as much. Not a dramatic change, just a subtle delay. A message that used to come in minutes now takes hours. The tone softens, but not in a cold way, more like she's holding something back, watching, measuring. But here's the part most people completely miss. Distance isn't always about losing interest. Sometimes it's about testing emotional gravity. Think about it. If she disappears completely, there's no connection to evaluate. But if she creates just enough space, now she gets to see something real. Do you chase? Do you panic? Or do you stay grounded like nothing's slipping? And this is where most guys quietly lose without even knowing it. Because the instinct is predictable. When attention drops, effort increases. Messages get longer. Timing gets faster. You start trying to fix something that was never actually broken. And ironically, that's the exact moment attraction starts to collapse. It doesn't seem obvious at first, but attraction isn't built on effort alone. It's built on emotional stability under pressure. Watch closely. When she pulls back, she's not just creating space. She's observing how you handle uncertainty. And uncertainty reveals everything. Your confidence, your self-worth, your emotional discipline, all of it leaks through in the way you respond. And here's where it gets uncomfortable. Sometimes she already knows you like her. That's not the question. The real question is whether you like yourself just as much when she's not validating you. That's the test hiding underneath everything. Now pause for a second. Because this next part is subtle, but it changes everything. When she does reach out again, and she will, it won't look dramatic. No big emotional confession, no obvious signal. It'll be casual, almost too casual. A random message, a simple question, maybe even something that feels slightly pointless. And this is where things quietly flip. Because that message isn't about what she's saying. It's about what she's checking. Are you still available in the same way? Did the space make you unstable? Or did it make you more centered, more composed, more unaffected? If you've ever felt that slight pressure in your chest when your name pops up again, that's not just excitement. That's tension. And tension makes people behave differently than they think they will. Here's the contradiction nobody talks about. The more you've been thinking about her during the silence, the harder it becomes to respond naturally when she returns. And she can feel that. Not through words, but through pacing, tone, even the way your sentences land. And this is where people accidentally reveal too much. They over-explain. They try to re-establish connection too quickly. They respond like they've been waiting, even if they don't say it directly. And that subtle shift in energy, it changes how she sees you. But here's the part that flips the entire dynamic. When you don't react emotionally to her return, when you stay calm, slightly detached, but still present, something clicks in her mind. Not consciously, but it's powerful. Because now, instead of you chasing clarity, she starts seeking it. And this is where things start to shift in a way most people never experience. Her messages become a little more frequent, a little more curious. There's a slight increase in warmth, but it's controlled. She's leaning in, but carefully. And if you're paying attention, you'll notice it in the smallest details. The way she asks follow-up questions, the way she mirrors your tone, the way her replies come just a little faster now. But don't rush it. Because here's the trap. The moment you feel that shift, there's a temptation to lock it in, to escalate, to define things, to push for certainty. And that's where people sabotage something that was just starting to grow. Attraction doesn't reward pressure. It rewards patience. And if you've noticed this pattern before, you already understand something most people never will. It's not about controlling the other person. It's about controlling your response when things feel uncertain. Because uncertainty isn't the problem. It's the filter. It reveals who needs validation and who creates it internally. And that difference, it's everything. So when that message comes, and it will, don't treat it like a turning point. Treat it like a continuation. Stay grounded. Stay measured. Let her come toward you without feeling like she has to manage your reaction. Because what's about to happen next isn't random. It's a reflection of how you show up when things aren't clear, when attention isn't guaranteed, when you're not being constantly reassured. And that's where real attraction either builds or quietly disappears. If you want to understand human behavior on a deeper level, subscribe for more.